Hey, everybody out there. This is Philip from Industry 6.
I'm Randy.
And we are going to do a sit down with you guys and answer some questions that we got from a lot of people out there in the internet land.
The old interweb.
The old interweb. So, a few of the questions that we got, we figured that we were going to change the format a little bit, sit down and actually discuss it, not just, play a song and go. To that fact, we actually have someone that's going to ask us these questions. So, it'll be a little interactive and, a bit more human.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna run out of songs pretty quick if we played 2 songs every time we did a video.
Yeah. So in like 20 videos, we'd be out.
No, we're done. Well, actually, I think we have 36 original tracks, and then our own music. We have a lot. We have a lot.
I don't think we're gonna run out anytime soon. But
no, and I constantly write new stuff all the time. So
almost annoyingly so.
Yeah.
Hey, Philip, I got another song. I just learned the last one, Randy.
Keep up.
Hey, I try. All right, so we'll just jump right into it. And what's our first question?
For those who might be new to Industry 6, can you give us a brief introduction to the band?
Well, Randy, I'll let you start this one.
For those who might be new to Industry 6. Oh, okay. Yeah, so hi. I'm Randy from Industry 6. So get to know me. I've been playing guitar for over 30 years. I started Industry 6 around late 2004, 2005. Kind of fast forwarding around 2008, 2009, we had a few songs on the radio. And 2010, we never really officially broke up, but we just quit talking. So anyway, years kind of went by very quickly, like I said in the last video. And I found out that Philip totally lived 5 or 6 miles away from me.
Yep.
About 7 years ago, and then we've been jamming this whole time.
Yeah. And in fact, before that, when you were living there, you told me there was a house down the street for rent or for sale, whatever the case was. Like, no, we're good where we are. We're the kids. And then fast forward, you said that again. And I said, you know what? I'm going to buy a house in that neighborhood. So
he's literally across the street.
Yeah. So now.
No excuses.
No.
You're here.
Yep. So it wasn't just that the band just kind of stopped talking and fell apart. There was just
life
happened. Yeah. Life got in the way. I came on way later in the part of the process of Industry 6, years after Randy had started the band. Mm-hmm. But I exited before everyone else. And that's not the catalyst. That's not what caused everything. But, life comes and takes control of how things were going. But when the opportunity came for us, he came over one night, brought over a 6-pack of beer and a guitar, and we started jamming. We knocked out a song, and then we did it again later. And then we started doing it every couple of weeks and every week. And then here we are. And now we're going live with a YouTube show. And
yeah, we've talked about this for a very long time. That's why I was talking about procrastinating. Really been putting it off. And, this will go into another segment, of the questioning. When we get to it, we'll get to it. But, I mean, back on I6, we've been in and out of the studio. We've done a lot of things. And literally it was just a flash. I mean, I didn't even know that we were going to get in when they started playing our songs on radio.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be just a local show.
Yeah.
And then it went from the local show to, hey, Randy, your song's on the radio, and they're driving down the road and they call me and I'm like, oh, wow. So I'd run and go turn the radio on. So anyway, that was the song Anything. And then the song Benevolence, actually Angela Chase from 97.1 The Eagle contacted me and wanted that song. So I submitted it to her and she played it on the local show.
Yeah.
And then, of course, internet radio, we've been all over it.
Sure.
I mean, all the way up to Washington, California. I mean, just all over the U.S.
And to kind of give a scope of how long this has been going on, I joined the band in March of 2007.
Yeah.
So we are going up on 20 years. So when we kind of joke that we're going to run out of material, we have so much. I think we had a set list of 33 songs back in the day that we played every week, 3 times a week. So we still have those, and we've been writing new material ever since. So yeah.
And even though it sounds like it's changed, we've been kind of gearing towards movie score things and stuff like that. So, that country vibe with that alternative heart, it's just fun to play. I mean, I can always slam up a guitar and start, basically doing a cover song of the Foo Fighters, but it's my own song. But I mean, what good is that? Keep it interesting. That's what I'm heading towards.
Yeah, and I don't want to hate for this, but you can pick up an electric guitar and play rock music.
Yeah. Idiot
but
box.
Pick up an acoustic guitar and rock it out takes a different level of passion, if you ask me. Yeah, and that's what we're trying to bring. Now, that doesn't mean that we're never going to go electric. We absolutely will.
It's sitting right behind me here.
Yeah, I want to talk about gear later.
Yeah, we'll talk about.
But yeah, let's this is a long answer to a short question. So 20 years of the band almost. I was the last member to join, first member to leave, and then now I'm the only member that stayed.
Yeah.
And now we're rebuilding.
Yeah, we're doing it. That goes back to the the I6 project. Rebuilding the band. That's basically what we're doing is we're soliciting you, to come to us, and even if it's not you're creating music, be a part of it and help us sponsor us, so we can grow and I mean and really be able to live the dream. That's the reason why I've never given up. It's because I want to do this. This is what I want to do.
Even if you like our music and you're like, you know what, I've got a corporate get together for my job. You just want some music in the background, not necessarily vocals or anything. Shoot, call us. It'll be fun.
No, I mean, absolutely.
Hey, what else we got?
Yeah, let's do another question. Yeah.
So you guys have already kind of answered what sparked the reunion after all these years. Is there anything you want to highlight with that? And then also, now that you guys are back, what are some more of your goals and what do you guys hope to achieve?
I'll start this one. So what sparked coming back, obviously, like we just kind of talked about, Randy had called me. We stayed in touch. I mean, we are good friends. And we'd stayed in touch the whole time that I left. And then he'd called me, I think it was around your birthday, and asked what was up. And I think my wife and kids were out of town. It was just me at home. It's like, yeah, man, this is where I live. It's like, that is literally 5 minutes away. It's like, well, come on over. I brought a few guitars out. He brought his guitar. We had a couple beers and we started jamming again. It was like no time had left. So that sparked that passion back for me, because up until that point, I hadn't played a whole lot in between leaving the band and coming to there. I mean, obviously I pick up a guitar now and then, but that really is what got it going. And where we want it to go, we tried to start thinking, and I know we're going to go on to this another question. What is a viable product now for musicians? It's not like it used to be.
For real.
And we'll definitely touch on that. But what we kept talking about is, what is the future? If we do rebuild, what does that look like? And what we've kind of decided is that we're going to evolve with the times, and we're going to make this an interactive part with you guys. And I don't want to go any further into that till that question happens, but what you got on that?
Yeah. I mean, really, to make it where we're active, we're going to show, like I just got a new speakers in, for an amp, and I'm going to show y'all how, to replace your speakers and just kind of offer up all different kind of sort of things, like the processes of writing songs, auditioning people, which sometimes can be hilarious. I mean,
can we talk about my audition real quick?
Go ahead. Yes.
So
yes.
that's actually a funny story. The drummer for Industry 6 worked for my wife, and I was up there all the time.
His name was Chris Adair.
Yeah, Chris worked for my wife.
Just talked to him today. It's crazy.
And she was a manager at Chili's. He worked at Chili's. We have a big Chili's background. I think a few members worked at Chili's
Every member except me worked
at
for
some
Chili's.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wasn't at the time. I had before. And he said, we're holding tryouts for singers. You should come check it out. Now, I had no delusions that I would get that position, but I was like, you know what? I'd been in several bands before. That just sounds like a good Tuesday night for me. So let's go check it out. So I show up, and there are two other guys. I don't remember the third guy's name. And there was my name. Well, my name. There was me, and there was Michael Morello, who ended up becoming the lead singer of Industry 6. So the band, just funny to me, if you ever go to a band to take up a position within that band, usually what you're expecting is a garage band, right? You're expecting some kind of, here's what we got, 1, 2, 3, 4. They were so polished and just rocked. I just sat there and just chilled. I was a fan right from the start. So I'm like, okay, I'm not touching the microphone not while I'm here. But also, Michael came up and Randy said, well, here are the lyrics of this song. And Michael said, don't need them. And then sang a full song.
Yeah. He for one thing, he was there first.
Yeah.
And then I handed him the lyrics, and he's like, yeah, you know what? I don't need these. And you know what? I want to go last. He wants to try it last. And he totally rewrote the song. You know,
On the spot.
all new lyrics.
Yeah.
And that's the way it always was. We never changed it from.
Yeah.
I mean, that was wild.
Yeah. So
You know, it's
obviously, I was like, well, this has been fun, guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Kind of hung out with everybody, you know, talked to a few people, told them that in my previous bands I was a bass player.
Mhm.
And so I get a call again from Chris not a week later.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to come try out for bass? It's like, yeah, but what happened to the other guy? It
Yeah,
seemed like it
Josh,
was seemed like it was good chemistry, although he was kind of a weird dude, but the chemistry was there and he was a talented bass player. Well, he's moving on. All right.
Josh was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was Josh Oglesby. He was man. I mean, Les Claypool.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't know that, it's
If he wore-
Promise.
If he wore khakis and polos,
yeah,
like-
yeah, he wore
like a
that
cubicle
goes
working
into-
dude.
That goes into a story. Coy, one of our first singers, he's like, "Hey, everybody wear black." And then Josh showed up wearing all khakis and stuff. So I started calling him Higgins, you know, called him Higgy Baby and stuff like that because he reminded me of the guy from Magnum PI.
So that next week I show up with my bass guitar, plug in, and you know, I've been playing for a while. And Ray's like, well, here's how it goes, man. I plug, you know, my stuff's right next to his. Like, just kind of like Michael did.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
And jumped in, and I kid you not, 3 weeks later played a full show in Dallas, full set list.
Curtain Club.
Didn't miss a note because it was just good. Like the music was good. What was
Yeah, I
the
think
question?
every aspect. I think every aspect of that group was
special.
awesome. Yeah.
And we tried, so we've contacted all of them to
Mhm.
come back, and everyone had that opportunity. One of them even did come back for a while. You know, things happened again. Life didn't really work out. Different visions, different ways that it wants to work out. I don't want to say not as driven. Definitely a creative force and a driven person.
Absolutely.
But ultimately, now it's, you know, we had 6 different people that at that time had a same goal, and now we have 6 different people, and there's 4 different goals because Chris and Tiffany obviously have the same.
Yeah.
So, and that's just life.
Yeah.
And I wish them all the best. We still could remotely bring those guys in
Absolutely.
one at a time. You know, step in anytime.
Mm.
And we had something special, but
Yeah.
here's how you evolve.
When
You move.
we still have that open door,
Mhm.
you know, especially I do want to go in to the original music,
Oh, yeah.
record the stuff that we never got to do. We own or we purchased our 4-song EP with all the individual tracks.
Mhm.
So anything that they didn't like, you know, or they wanted to redo, like I didn't get a chance to multi-track my guitars. James Smiley didn't get a chance to do that either. which
It
was
takes a long time to track 6 people.
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
music
it does. And he was, James was the other guitar player. So
And so
anyway,
that kind of leads into what our vision is for the band. Some of that music is coming back, but we're going to put a new spin on it.
absolutely.
Some of that's going to be left alone in what it is. But also we're going to continue write music. We never intended to do a Western rock kind of rock opera
No.
thing, but that's just how it ended up. That's how it's kind of going. But that's not what we're limited to. We've got some 80s sounding music. We got some rock music. We got some metal music. We got some acoustic music. What we're trying to do is not be defined by genre and just write what feels good.
Yeah.
And anyone can come in and influence that.
Yeah.
So if you see something that you like or hear something, or you even have a musical idea, you can send it to us and be like, I want to flesh this out. You guys are songwriters. Absolutely. Come on in here, show us what you got, and we will make that a full song within a couple hours.
Absolutely. And also the songs that we've been playing are the 2 that you've heard thus far. When lyrics are added to it, or if you're going to try out to sing or you want to write lyrics, those songs are meant to be moved around and changed to go with the vocals. Yeah. Like all the silence and things where things need to be brought down as you're flushing out one of the verses. I mean, all the stuff is made or written to be manipulated, basically.
Yeah. We're not tied to any one thing.
No. And I had this brought up to me, from one of the previous members, and he's like, well, how am I supposed to write, lyrics to a full length song that you got all this stuff's going on? Well, actually, I'm wanting to have talented people to come in here and we do this together. This is a group deal. It's not, hey, this is Randy's deal or this is Philip's deal. Like, no, it's meant to be
true collaboration.
Yeah, to collaborate. I mean, it's like we're our own Lego set, but just happens we got all these people building it together.
And I think we could even set up to get somebody in here remotely, put them up on the screen, and tie them into our sound system. We could probably do that as well.
Yeah, we can do recordings using BandLab, which is a great
online collaboration.
Yeah, you can use your computer, you can use your cell phone with BandLab, and we can put up the tracks, and then you can throw what you got on it and see how it works. And I don't want to tie ourselves down to just one entity, for real. Basically, what that means is putting ourselves in a box. When I build the band, hey, maybe I'll just I don't want to put ourselves in a box, so we can build a band and then write a song with this, collaborating with this group, and then release that one song and then get another group and then do that. We can rebuild it. We can take it apart, rebuild it again, just like Legos again, and of course I want to keep that core, people together, but anyway, what's the next question? I really have gone overboard.
We'll just do 5 minutes of questions. All right.
Yeah.
What you got?
Okay. Would you say that the music industry has changed since you first started, and how are you adapting to those changes? If
Just
there
a
are
smidge.
Any?
Just
just a smidge.
Just
I got a question for you that can answer that. When's the last time you bought an album?
I have not. I
don't have a CD player in any of the cars I own.
Yeah,
or my family rather. It's not like I own a lot of cars. There's 4 of us, so we have 4 cars. Not a single one has a CD player.
Yeah, I go to Spotify and all that, and we're in a world now that it's a 30-second TikTok world.
Yep.
So,
but you could expect us to join that trend.
This is happening.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a 30-second clip of this.
Oh, my children's worst and your children's worst nightmare. A couple aging middle-aged dudes.
Yeah.
Like,
look at these old dudes. He's
trying to do the dances. We're not flossing.
I'm not flossing. No, only my teeth.
But yeah, like Randy said, it's changed to a digital world. Sound bites, a song at a time. A great example is, Tool finally released their entire catalog in one day to all the streaming platforms. Went crazy and they hit all the lists.
Yeah.
Because again, album sales just don't matter anymore. That's
No.
not what leads to that's not what we're looking to do, is go platinum on an album, because that's just that happens.
Yeah.
But that's Taylor Swift's.
Yeah,
people in the world.
The dynasty bands are over in my mind. You
Yeah.
know, and a dynasty band would be Metallica, Guns N' Roses. You know, I can go right now to Walmart and buy a Kiss shirt. That
Yeah.
is a dynasty band.
Right.
You know, they're still making millions of dollars to this day. And
You can go to South Africa
yeah.
and find somebody wearing an AC/DC shirt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're worldwide.
Yeah.
I mean, and played worldwide.
Right.
You know, and they still sell out stadiums. You know, the Eagles still sell out stadiums.
Most of the Eagles.
Most of the Eagles sell out stadiums. You know?
But yeah, so it's changed in that it's a digital world now, and we got to do it a piece at a time.
Yeah.
So one of our goals is, if we have a viable product like that, we want to sell it that piece for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's a resurgence in a lot of Western shows on TV, Western movies. I mean,
Absolutely.
Kevin Costner alone has got Horizons as well as Yellowstone
Mm-hmm.
for the past 6 years.
6 years, yep.
And if we could get a song, just a musical piece into a show, yeah, we'll take that. We'll do that.
Yeah, I don't want to bring up any, negative things that happen on a film set, but anyway, Rust is another one of the Westerns that were
Sure.
were coming out.
It's been a resurgence.
Right.
So, that's the future, is piece at a time. So we build a product and we can sell it just like a tool store. What
Yep.
do you need for what you're doing? Oh, you need a screwdriver?
Mm-hmm.
We have screwdrivers.
Yep.
Okay, so do you need a Western piece? We've got that. Do
Yep.
you need a retro 80s or something more electronic?
Straight up have it.
We got it.
And I've got you a 80s song that you're like, man, that's straight from the 80s.
Yeah, and if anyone out there, we keep going back to this, if anyone out there has a piece that they're like, this is what I like. So I don't want to go with you, try and play with you guys because, we have a different sound. No, we don't have a sound.
No.
We have, well, I guess we do have a sound.
We do have
But
Yeah.
but we want it to evolve. We wouldn't ever say, oh, you want to play a polka version of Barbie Girl?
Oh.
No, absolutely. I want to know what that sounds like.
Yeah, that's different, right?
I
there.
love genre bending.
Yes.
We don't want to have a set genre, so you got something?
I mean, it's good to have things that are tangible to go, this is you and this is your sound, but it also is very important to keep it interesting and fun, you know. And so answering that question, content. That's why we're sitting in this chairs right now, because the way to make it in a band today is content.
Yep. Got to get yourself out there. So
got to be heard. And I'm going to say this, like Lars, what he said all those years ago was true. And you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. What's the name of that site? Napster. So,
Google it. We're not getting into it.
Yeah. We're not going to get into it. But I mean, he actually was saying he was looking out for the small guys, which would have been us. And heck, I mean, the guy was right.
Although, in case anyone's curious, I'll ask the question for you. How much money did we get for our songs to be on the radio?
Goose egg.
Nothing. So, just in case you're wondering.
Big zero.
That's them like, we'll do you a favor and give you exposure. That's how that works.
And it does help to, put it out there.
Yeah. Hey,
but
I was thrilled.
I mean, it always takes money to make money.
Yep.
The commercials and all that kind of stuff.
All right. What else you got?
Do you have any messages for your fans, old and new?
Other funny story. So, as for an old fan, I think I told you the story before. I was outside of a practice one night, and on the back of my car, I had an Industry 6 bumper sticker. This guy that I was there with, and I don't say practicing, I was in a band or whatever. This actually it was for a sport. I don't want to get into all of that. But one of my teammates, like, Industry 6, I love that band. I'm like, what? Because I had no, misconceptions of how big or popular we were. Like, what are you talking about? You love that band. It's like, no, I love it. When I was 14, I'd be on my bicycle and I went to where they practice and watch. Like, what? No, you didn't. He's like, what? He was like getting mad at me. He's like, why you keep saying no? I did. I was in that band, dude. Like, that's my band.
That's fine.
And you were there. I do remember someone on a bicycle, but my mind is blown because then he was like 6'4", long hair. You know, he wasn't a little boy anymore.
Yeah.
And that was back in 2007, 2008, 9, whatever.
Wow.
And we're talking later. This is, 2014. So time had passed. And then he's like, dude, you're in that band? Like, yeah, you want a CD? Like, you want a bumper sticker? So,
want a shirt and a pancake?
Yeah. Like, so messages to those people, we never stopped. It's not just, the friends and family that listen to us. There are the people out there that got exposed to us back in the day, and the music was good. It was rocking. The shows were a lot of fun. We were high energy. We never stopped.
Yeah, I still have people from, 2003, 2004,
right?
When I was just jamming in a barn.
Yeah.
Which ended up building into Industry 6 slowly but surely.
Don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, don't call you Shirley. Yeah, and they still comment. They still heart everything that we put out.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I'll say, hey, we're gonna do this. I'm so excited. And then 3 years pass by. And then they still are there, that waiting that 3 years to hit like and love, that they still are there,
And actually, I know, and we're going to get into it, I know that this next song we're going to do, you wrote for a completely different reason, different things you were going for and coming from.
Yeah.
But this song is for our old fans.
It
also.
really is.
So,
yeah.
It's Road to Hope, and maybe I'm not, because I've been reached out by some. I've seen the comments online. When are y'all putting something out? When are you going to play again? They've been hoping that something like this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And something we were known for is changes within songs, just solid, dynamic songwriting, which this is one of my favorite pieces that Randy ever wrote. He wrote this song completely on his own during COVID, and I was blown away when he played it for me. But this is the kind of music that they've been waiting for. So, thank you for writing it, for one. Glad that I was able to put my own little sauce on it.
Thanks for sticking it out.
Yeah, right. But to our fans, this song's for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to hope anymore because now it's a reality. We are going to make that music. We're throwing it out there. We're going to get bigger. Like I said, we're inviting people to come in here. And even if you're just a fan and you don't want to play music, you don't want to have anything, but you want to come in here, just enjoy the practice, come on, open door.
Yeah, come talk to us for sure.
Yeah. You can interview us just like this if you have questions.
Yeah, have questions.
Or you just want to share stories.
Yeah, I mean, as long as there's not 135 people show up.
Yeah. Okay, so sign up, send us a message, and we will schedule that ahead of time. Don't just show up if you know where we are.
Straight up had a New Year's show that we played, and as soon as we got off stage, everybody went home with us. And it was called Pukapalooza. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will say I skipped that.
Yes, it's for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big after party guy.
My white tile floors were brown and black tile floors after that.
So keep that at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have matured past that.
Yeah, we don't do that.
All right. Mm-mm. So we got anything else, or we just want to jump?
Yeah, let's ask another question.
So yeah, this is the last one, I think.
Yeah, I think we should just dive into your latest song, Road to Hope. Give us a sample of what that's looking like.
Well,
okay, so let's cut from here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to tune up the guitars and get ready to play Road to Hope to y'all.
Yeah, so we'll explain it before we get into it. But yeah we're going to rearrange first.
Yeah.
And then, we'll have Randy kind of give the backstory. Not the full thing, but
yeah.
But yeah, and then we'll play it for you.
Very cool. All right. We'll see you in a second.
All right, so we're back. For you, it was pretty quick, but for us, it took some setup time. We went ahead and did the tuning song without you. I know you love that. But so, Randy, Road to Hope.
Road to Hope. Well, this song, it was really tough. I was home after a trip from Canada, and I had COVID. My daughter had COVID, and so did my wife.
You didn't have that COVID light. You had that.
I had
real deal COVID.
I had just straight up COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was off work for a little over 6 weeks. So I had nothing but time on my side, really, just to play. And when I was writing this song, I remember having a oxygen mask on, as I was doing it. Yeah, pretty sad, actually.
Yeah.
But where the Road to Hope came from, I was in Hope, Canada, British Columbia, and I was marrying off my daughter.
And it's admirable that in such a dark, painful time, not the marrying off your daughter part, that's
Right.
a joyous occasion,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, I remember talking to you. I wasn't coming over.
No.
Obviously, you had COVID. Not that I wasn't welcome in the house. I mean, it was quarantine time.
Yeah. it
Hard
was.
time.
Yeah, it was.
But you took a dark, painful time and came out with this piece. And again, I think it's amazing. Again, it's one of my favorite pieces that Randy's written. And originally, when he presented this to me, I was playing bass primarily because we were still doing a lot of the old stuff.
Yeah.
But I wrote this part on bass first and then have since, changed it to guitar. I'm still accompanying what he's doing, but in a little different way now.
Yeah. And one thing I am looking forward to on this song is, playing it for my dad.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to hear this for a long time, and we've been kind of putting it off, and we've recorded, numerous times of
Yeah.
us working on stuff, but
Oh, yeah. So what inspired it?
inspired it, well, the years and years and years of playing music, the fans, you, my daughter being married, and then me being alive.
Yeah, surviving because
Surviving.
you were not good.
No. And if I hadn't already been going to the doctors previously and lost a bunch of weight, may have been a different outcome.
Yeah. And then I would have written a song called "Road to Randy's Gravestone."
Yes, Road to Randy's Gravestone.
Let's do it.
All right, let's play this thing.